I go by the name The Saviour on X, on Instagram, TikTok, all of that. I've been posting the news since way before October 7th. I thought it's just my duty, you know what I mean? I have a platform, so speak up for people that can't. And I was actually doxxed by all these Israelis, these Zionists and everything. To the UTK protest that just happened over the weekend, it's just crazy how they pick and choose, you know what I mean? They wave the Israeli flag, so I thought the best thing to do is go up to them and question them about their beliefs. I just wanted to ask why you're waving the Israel flag at a British march.
Would you wear an Afghanistan flag to the English march?
No.
Would you wear a Hamas flag to the English march?
No. You said Britain's a Christian country, but Israel's a Jewish country, so why have you got the Israel flag?
Christianity and Judaism are quite related.
Well, what's this got to do with the Israel flag? I'm confused.
I don't know.
No.
You're far too complicated for me.
What do you think is causing these people to wave the Israeli flag?
This is what I was saying to most of these guys at the UTK protests. They've been manipulated, they're going through hard times in their life, and they just want somebody to blame. And then you get these people that portray themselves as heroes, Tommy Robinson, all these EDL guys. He's definitely funded by foreign agents.
There is no free speech, is it?
No, 100%. Elon Musk has got a problem with Muslims and stuff as well. He just feels like he's a bit racist.
I mean, the BBC is complicit in the destruction of Britain.
And we paid for it, Elon. We paid for it.
Yes.
We're forced to pay for it.
Piers Morgan blocked me on Twitter as well.
Has democracy failed? Is there such a thing as a democracy? Assalamu alaikum viewers and listeners, welcome back to another episode of Side by Side. I'm your host Kazi, Shafiqur, Rahman. Today is a very, very interesting episode. Josh is someone that I came across on TikTok very recently, and his video came at a time where I was very concerned about the future of the UK, where it's going, what's happening, and why is it all happening. And suddenly his video popped up on my TikTok. I reached out to him and I said, hey man, we got to have a conversation. And literally within few days, Josh is here in our studios. I will let Josh explain what he does. But before we begin, ladies and gentlemen, supporters and well-wishers, as you know, it is your subscription. Trust me, it is your subscription and your likes and your shares and comments that makes this episode do well, this podcast do well. And I need that support from you more than ever, particularly for this episode, because this episode is going to be a very interesting one, a different one. So I hope I can count on your support. Jazakallahu khairan. This episode has been sponsored by Buddies London. Josh, welcome to Side by Side. Thank you so much for really responding very quickly and making the time to come all the way into East London from Basildon.
Yeah, Basildon, yeah.
Thank you so much. So Josh, I want you to introduce yourself. How would you introduce yourself to someone who doesn't know who Josh is and what he does?
I go by the name The Saviour on X, The Saviour on Instagram, TikTok, all of that. I started off posting the news and everything. I've been posting the news since way before October 7th. And recently I come up with an idea to start doing street interviews have you ever seen them videos on TikTok when there's these random guys going up to people in the streets asking people for their opinions, but there's nothing ever there's no what's the word for it? There's nothing important behind it. So I thought, go out and do an important cause and start interviewing about Palestine, about what's going on in the world. So.
Wow, that's amazing. That's, I guess, we can relate. I mean, we're two different people from two different backgrounds, two different cultures. But one thing that has brought us together is the cause of Middle East and particularly Palestine. I mean, there's loads of people in this country, they can speak up as well. But how, did you come to realization that I need to speak up? And what caused you to realize, you know what, I need to speak?
Well, to be honest with you, I knew what was going on over in Palestine since way before October 7th. My page used to be mainly based on Russia and Ukraine. But after October 7th, I saw the mainstream media, the way they were trying to spin it and make it Palestine, the people in Palestine are the bad guys. So I thought it's just my duty, you know what I mean? I have a platform, so speak up for people that can't, you know what I mean?
Do you not get afraid that you're speaking up?
No, I've never been afraid. I mean, before I showed my face and everything, I was actually doxxed by all these Israelis, these Zionists and everything. So yeah, I suppose.
What does that mean,
dox? So people found out who I was, found out my name. They was posting my address all over Twitter and everything, and posting my picture because I used to have an anonymous page. So when they doxed me, I just thought, you know what, I'm not going to be afraid. I might as well just put my picture up now. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. I'm not afraid of any of it, no.
Wow. And what do your family have to say about what you do?
My family, I mean, they just let me do my own thing. I mean, if I'm doing something good for the world, then what can they really say? You know what I mean? I feel like I'm helping, give people a voice that haven't got a voice. You know what I mean?
Amazing. And what's your boy saying?
What do you mean? What did you say?
Oh, do your friends talk about what you do?
Yeah. My friends talk about it. A lot of my friends, I'll be honest, are quite uneducated on the matter, but I educate them. Do you know what I mean? If it wasn't for me, they wouldn't know what's going on. So I'm happy that I can wake people up, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
So one video that really caught my attention and made me want to reach out to you is of a man where you were interviewing him and he was waving an Israeli flag on his back.
Yeah.
In an EDL march.
Yeah, so the UTK protest that just happened over the weekend, I mean, I went there to get some good videos. I knew it was like they're on the opposite side. Like 90% of the people there don't support Palestine, they support Israel. So I thought it'd be good to go get some videos and ask them what their reasons behind them coming and everything is. But yeah, I noticed for some reason there's so many Israeli flags meant to be at a British march. And I always just thought, like, what would be the reaction from the people if they saw Palestine flags flying? They'd be furious. So it's just crazy how they pick and choose, you know what I mean? They wave the Israeli flag, so I thought the best thing to do is go up to them and question them about their beliefs. And as you saw from the video, the guy, you know, he had no like proper argument, so
you're too complicated.
Yeah, it's not a complicated question. Do you know what I mean? It just results to name calling, saying some vulgar language I don't want to repeat.
He was using the C word a lot.
Yeah, and then he stormed off. And then after that video cut out, there's a full video on my YouTube channel, but you'll see there's these two other guys. They came, like he said, "Oh, guys, like this guy's saying this and that," and they come up to us. It was like, "Turn the cameras off." And then when we turned the cameras off, they was like, "Mate, what are you doing?" and all this. And I was like, I just wanted to know why that guy was waving the Israel flag. And then them two people actually ended up agreeing with me. Oh yeah, this is a British march, so I don't even know why he's waving the Israel flag. So yeah.
What do you think is causing these people to wave the Israeli flag? Like, it doesn't make sense. I mean, to you it doesn't make sense. To me it doesn't make sense either.
These people have basically been manipulated, you know, because we can all agree probably that there's some issues going on in our country. You know, in the UK, people aren't getting the pay that they deserve. They're not earning enough. And then there's people like, you know, Tommy Robinson, all these guys that sort of, you know, pretend to be their friend, their saviour, and then they gas them up with all these ideas. But fair enough, if they want to be against all immigrants, then don't pick and choose, you know what I mean? Because they're happy to wave the Ukrainian flags. They don't bother about the Ukrainian refugees. I do think it's an attack again. Like, I think it's a racist thing behind it, you know what I mean? They don't like Muslims, clearly. And yeah, I mean, I don't know.
So you called yourself Saviour. Like, no, why did you come up with that name?
I'll be honest with you, yeah. When I first started my Twitter page, I never expected going down a political route. I used to just post like motivational videos and stuff. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just posting motivational videos. So I came up with the name The Saviour to save people from the life that they live in, try and give them some inspiration, do you know what I mean? But my account blew up and I already had the name, so it's just sort of stuck, do you know what I mean? So.
Were you always a social media savvy person?
No, I mean, when I was younger and stuff, I used to play like games and stuff like that. I used to post like YouTube clips of me playing Call of Duty and stuff when I was a kid, but I sort of stepped away from that for a few years. But then I came back to it and I decided to start posting on social media. I didn't really expect it to sort of take off the way it did, do you know what I mean?
Obviously, you're quite young. I think you're 27 or something?
Yeah, 27, yeah.
I mean, how do you see, like, what do you see is happening in the UK at the moment from your POV?
I think it's sad, to be honest with you, you know what I mean? I think that the people should unite and realise that this is what I was saying to most of these guys at the UTK protests, that there's a bigger enemy like out in the world. Like, of course, there's a problem with immigration and everything, of course, but the people that are causing it are like the elites, and the people that run our country are the ones that are causing this division. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I just feel like we have bigger problems. We're funding all this money to Israel every year. We're sending all of our tax money there. We're sending a lot more than we send to these asylum seekers as well. And the reason we get so many asylum seekers is because our country's too busy caught up funding wars around the world. Do you know what I mean? They're funding wars in Israel, Ukraine. And if they wasn't funding all this money, then we wouldn't have people coming over. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like there is a bigger problem. At least tackle the biggest problem first before they start attacking innocent people that have flown from war-torn countries. Do you know what I mean?
If you became the Prime Minister one day, you never say never, you never know. What would you do? Like, how would you balance it all out?
I'd stop funding all foreign wars for around the world, for one. And I'd put the people first. I think, I mean, like, sometimes I feel like I can't blame some of these people because they've been manipulated. They're going through hard times in their life, and they just want somebody to blame. And then you get these people that, you know, portray themselves as like heroes, like, you know, Tommy Robinson, all these EDL guys. And it sort of gives them hope, do you know what I mean? So, I don't know, I don't think I'll ever become Prime Minister, but I'd start off by stop funding all these foreign wars and putting money into our own country.
Wow. If you were to talk to Tommy Robinson, how would that conversation go? Imagine that was him talking to you right now.
I don't know. I mean, like, I've seen Tommy Robinson. He's a guy that he likes to duck debates. I mean, I've seen countless people, they call him out for debates and he doesn't show up, you know. And I was really hoping to see him that day. I know he was there that day and I didn't see him. But if I did see him, I was going to ask him some tough questions, you know, like why are you moaning about all this money going to asylum seekers, but you're still happy to fund Israel? You know, he's happy to stand there with Israel flags waving them about. So I'd ask him that because I feel like he's definitely funded by foreign agents. I think he's funded by Mossad. You've seen him with the IDF tops and everything in the past. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think he'd be able to answer. That's why he runs from debates. You notice Tommy Robinson. Who have you ever seen him debate that's actually got any knowledge on what's going on? He'll pick and choose easy targets. Do you know what I mean? And so he can, because otherwise his narrative's over, is exposed.
Look, it's very sad, like, you know, what's actually happening in the UK. I mean, I'm in business and I can see, like, you know, we feel the pain as well. Small, medium-sized companies, we feel the, you know, brunt of it all. You know, people are not spending enough because people don't have the money. People don't have money to spend. And rising cost, energy cost. If you go to supermarket, what you used to buy for, like, I don't know, like, you know, £50, now you have to pay £100 for it. It's such a chaos. Do you think things will change in this country?
The sad truth is I don't. I mean, I feel like all of the politicians are the same, and anyone that's actually, you know, going to make a change, they don't have enough, like, backing behind them to promote their campaigns. Like, you know, George Galloway, he's great. He actually stands with humanity and stuff like that. But someone like him, I don't think they'll ever get the vote because people like Keir Starmer, you know, Labour Party, all of them, they have such a push from the media that people like George Galloway would never get. So unfortunately, as much as I'd like to see a change, I just can only see things getting worse from this point.
So what's going to happen to the people?
People
are already struggling.
Yeah, I know. People are already struggling and the prices are just going to keep raising every year. And I think that's why you see so many of these millionaires, they're moving out to, like, Dubai, and they're moving out the country, because I think, what other countries do you know that tax the more you make in this country, the more you get taxed? I mean, everyone says that China's a bad country and everything, but China are even paying less tax than we are. Do you know what I mean? You go to Dubai, they're paying no tax at all, and they've got the safest city in the world. Do you know what I mean? Like, they pay literally no tax. So I don't know, where's our tax money going? You look outside, there's potholes all over the roads. People are not getting, you know, NHS treatment as quickly as they should be. So I don't know. It's just crazy to me.
Have you seen there's a rise of flags going up in this country? I mean, I don't get offended because it's you know, they're raising the flag of the country. If you go to Turkey or something, like, you know, you can't, you know, turn around this way or that way without seeing a Turkish flag. So I don't see any problem with anyone raising a flag. But what does it mean? Like, you know, what does raising a flag mean? What is it supposed to mean?
I think they're trying to. It's like a racist rhetoric behind it. Do you know what I mean? They're annoyed at Muslims and stuff in our country, and they're trying to, like, show them, like, who's boss sort of thing. But like you said, like, there's no problem with raising the flags, but when they want to start going and, you know, graffitiing up mosques, because there's a mosque near my road that got graffitied up.
Oh.
Yeah, so I feel like, do you know what I mean? If you want to raise the flags, that's fine. Every country raises their flags, do you know what I mean? But don't start taking it too far and like, damaging, like, it's nothing to do with the Muslims in our country, do you know what I mean? Like, leave the flags on the lamppost, fair enough, but don't start destroying people's holy land where they worship and everything like that.
I was so frustrated that night, and then I saw that video of yours. Yeah. I was like, okay, do you know, I'm going to speak to him and find out, like, you know, how can we help people? Like, what can we do to help people?
I think the thing that we can do to help people is we all need to unite, you know, like Muslims, Jewish, Christian, like, we're all under the same leadership and the same ruling. So instead of attacking each other, like, that's what they want, because when we start attacking each other, then they can keep funding all these foreign wars and no one will say anything because they're too busy fighting each other. But if we all actually united and all marched together and said, you know, we want to change, then maybe we could have a bigger voice. But instead, you've got these EDL marches, then you've got counter protests, and everyone's fighting each other, and that's just what all the people in charge want, you know.
Do you study?
I don't know.
Have you finished studying?
No, I've never studied. No,
you didn't?
No, it's never studied. No, it's just like, that's what I say. I always say this to people. I'm not an expert in any of this. I'm just a normal person that saw what was going on in the world, and it doesn't take an expert to realize, you know, what's going on in Palestine, for example, is a genocide. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I just watched the news. Like, just Twitter, like, you know, best source of news in my opinion. I mean, Elon Musk, I don't really agree with a lot of his things, but one thing he has done well is give us a platform where we don't get banned for saying what we want to say. So because of things like Twitter, I've seen what's going on in Palestine.
And how does he play into this whole narrative? I mean, I've seen he joined a Zoom call as well. on that day when they had that march.
Did he? I didn't even see that, to be fair. But I do see him amplifying Tommy Robinson and people like that a lot. He's trying to stir up like hatred around the world. I don't know what his agenda is. I think that where Elon's got like the most followed page on Twitter, it's a shame that he's using these like ways of manipulating everyone. But I feel like Elon Musk has got a problem with like Muslims and stuff as well. He just feels like he's a bit racist, but he doesn't like to openly admit it. He would just promote someone like Tommy Robinson and then send his followers there and then, do you know what I mean, sort of brainwash them.
Talk to me about this Reform Party UK. I mean, the guy on top is Zia Yusuf. Like,
yeah,
it just doesn't add up to me. Like, how it feels like a movie. Like he's a character in a movie, and he's just been placed there to fulfill a certain role. Like, does he really stand by what the party stands for, or is there something else that we don't know about Reform UK?
To be honest, I don't really know the ins and outs of Reform UK. When I see like parties like Reform, I don't really take much notice of them because I feel like I just don't agree with them. I don't know. Most of the political parties in the UK, I don't agree with. I don't agree with Labour, and I don't agree with any of the political parties. So, but it's like Nigel Farage, and that's in charge of that, isn't it? And now there's that Advanced UK that Tommy Robinson and that are all getting behind. So they say they want to take their country back and whatever. Like, fair enough. But you look at, I like to always compare it to Dubai, for example. Dubai is like 80% immigrants living there, and they don't have any of the problems that we're having. So it just proves that it is the leadership of the country, not the people, that are the problem. Do you know what I mean? You don't see Dubai having protests and all this crazy stuff going on. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Do you think UK should really just look outside the world? Do you think? I mean, I guess the question is: has democracy failed? Is there such a thing as a democracy?
No, there's no democracy in our country. You know, you get locked up in our country now for posting something that the government doesn't agree with on X. I mean, it is crazy. I mean, I never liked Rishi Sunak one bit. Like, he funds genocide and all that. But even when Rishi Sunak was in charge, we wasn't having this stuff going on. Like, it's when you think it can't get any worse, and then it does. Like, it's crazy. So I feel like all of these big parties in our country are just, they're no help to the people. They just, you know, steal our tax money. They rob everybody, and then after 4 years they go somewhere else. I mean, look at countries like Russia, for example. Look at countries like China. They've had the same people in charge for 20 plus years. Do you know what I mean? And you know, a lot of people around the world don't agree with what they do, but they put their people first, and I feel like that's what the country should do. You know what I mean?
Okay, if you were talking to the British public, what do you want them to think? What do you want them to like start thinking about proactively?
I mean, just stop falling victim to the mainstream media. I mean, do your own research. Don't use like BBC News for research, for example. Go look elsewhere. I mean, that's how I woke up to what was going on in the world. I mean, you got to think that if they're telling you on the news one thing, are they really telling us that for the benefit of us, or are they doing it to sort of control us? Do you know what I mean? Like, what BBC presenter sits there and thinks, oh, let me just help everyone in the UK. Let me just tell them what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's obviously something behind it. It's manipulation. Do you know what I mean? Do you think they're just going to give you this free news just to help us out as people? Like, it's sort of common sense when you think about it. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people, especially like the older generation, like in our country, like people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, they grew up watching the news and trusting the news, and they wasn't around when social media was around. I feel like the younger generation is sort of more clocked on now, but I understand why they get so manipulated, but I wish I could wake them up, but so a lot of them are too far gone, as you saw from my videos. You know what I mean, the protests and everything, a lot of them are too far gone.
Do you feel sorry? Like, do you feel frustrated and angry as well, that the fact that they have that belief or whatever belief they hold?
Yeah, I do, because it's a shame, because it's like they're like complete robots, some of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, no matter what you say, you can hit them with facts and everything, and they won't listen to you. Like, if you watch the whole video that I posted on my YouTube channel, like every single person, it's like they've got the same exact lines, like they say the same things. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, they're just programmed with this nonsense. Like, no matter, you can bring up facts. Like, there's one guy I posted on my TikTok about an hour ago, it's from the full video, and I told him, he was like, oh yeah, our money goes to the asylum seekers, like to these hotels, blah blah blah. And I said, yeah, but you do realise that a lot more of our money is going to Israel than it is going to these asylum seekers. Like, oh no, I don't believe that, mate. But there's facts, you know what I mean? Google's free, do you know what I mean? You can Google, like, it's true. You can ask ChatGPT, you can ask any of these things, and it's not hard. It's just like they're so ignorant, you know what I mean?
Why are Muslims such a big problem?
This episode is brought to you by Buddy's London, the fried chicken legends of East London. Remember those classic PFC spots most of us grew up eating in? Well, Buddy's has brought back that old school East London fried chicken flavour with a modern twist, infused with secret Bangladeshi spices passed down through generations. Buddy's is a clean, family-friendly restaurant that uses technology to enhance the guest experience. Whether you're using their click and collect option or the deliver to your car concept via their app, Buddies has you covered. Check them out at buddieslondon.com.
I don't know. They've got this. A lot of people in our country, they're just like they've got this racist rhetoric behind them. They want someone to blame, and they just want to blame someone that's not the same skin color as them and the same religion
I mean,
as
they
them.
can blame Sikhs, Hindus, like anyone else but Muslims. Why Muslims? Why do you
Yeah.
think it's Muslims? Why do they get picked on? And I'm one of them, obviously.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know, to be honest with you. Like, I do see like the Tommy Robinson sort of group. They do accuse other groups like Indians and Sikhs and like all these other religions and ethnicities, but Muslims just get the main blame because they like to try and say, "Oh, Islam's taken over the world," and like, no, it's not. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just some nonsense. Like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's just something that.
Is it because they are afraid of what Islam has to offer in terms of a solution? Because the way I see it, like Islam is not like a religion or a political party. It's just a guidance and instruction on way of life. Just like Judaism was, Christianity was, and Islam is just one of those, I guess, guidance. Someone said on my podcast, it's more about Islam is almost like a self-help religion. It's to help people through. So do you think they are afraid, like, because otherwise if Islam was so bad, there wouldn't be so many people like, coming to this religion. Do you think they are afraid, like, that's what's going to continue to happen if they don't stop it?
Yeah, like it's like they feel like it's like a takeover or something. But I'm a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. But the difference I've seen between Christianity and Islam is like Islam, like Muslims, they have like a brotherhood. They all defend each other. Do you know what I mean? They're all sticking together. Christians are very divided. Even Catholics, everyone's divided. Like the only other people I see really sort of close to that is Judaism. But they don't have a problem with that in our country because the majority of Jews are white people. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like it's people like Tommy Robinson. They give these guys. Like, I feel like these people have always been racists, and now they've got like they can pretend. Oh, okay.
Are they just angry and frustrated at themselves? And they.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. When I went to them protests, the majority of them people, like, they're all like drunk in the streets. They're all got no teeth. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like no, it's the truth. Like, honestly, like all of these people are like, they're. I don't like they moan about their tax money. Half of these people aren't even paying taxes. Like, do you know what I mean? It's crazy. They're just so angry at their life that they want someone to blame. So they get together and they cause these stupid rallies and that. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just pathetic, honestly. Like,
what can Muslims do to like debunk and maybe like neutralize some of these people? Like, should Muslims be more proactive in terms of outreach, in terms of like talking to these people? Because maybe if they speak and maybe they might find some, similarities.
yeah, no, there's a lot of similarities. That's what I mean. I feel like it'd be great. Like, I know there's that speaker's corner that goes on, but most of the time they just sort of get heated and
It's all about debate, right? You practice your speaking skills.
But yeah, like I feel like we should get some very educated like Muslims and very educated Christians and get them all together and have a discussion, and like it's a shame. Like, why can't everyone just get along? Do you know what I mean? Like, I hate to keep bringing up Dubai, but you go to Dubai, there's Muslims there, there's Christians there, there's Jewish people there, and everyone gets along. There's no issues between anybody. Do you know what I mean? So it's definitely possible. But I feel like the country that we're living in now, it's just gone. We're so far gone now. Like, it's just a shame. Like, do you know what I mean?
So do you worry about your future? I mean, you're still young, and what do you think about, like, obviously, surely, like you're doing all these street interviews and you meet people and you talk to them, and then what goes in your mind? Like, shit, like what's in your mind? I want to know what's in your mind.
A lot of the time, like, I'll be completely honest, like where the march was happening the other day, there's like a lot of groups of like 20 to 30 people all drunk and that. So I intentionally wouldn't go up to them type of people because I think like they're all got the opposite views to me. They're all drunk and that. As soon as I say one thing, it could.
They were like, it will
they
get
could. They're
nasty.
like trying to assault me. Or, like, do you know what I mean? Anything could happen. So I want to get the truth out there. So what I was doing is, if I see someone with like a group of 3, then I'll pull them over, a group of like a couple people. But I wasn't trying to be outnumbered. It's just me and my cameraman. Do you know what I mean? So like, but I'm trying to educate them as well. If you've seen the clips, like I'm hitting them with the facts. I'm making some of them think, and I hope that some of them do think. I mean, I think like the 3rd clip in my YouTube video, if you watch it, the guy, he started off saying, I just want to stop the boats coming over. I just want to stop this and that. And I said, yeah, but what about all the money we're funding to Israel? And he actually said, I think we should be funding all our money to Palestine. These kids are starving. So some of them are half awake. Do you know what I mean? It's just a shame that they've been brainwashed. And I feel like there is hope for some of them, but we need to try and do something. I mean, I feel like
I'm still like not getting to the. I mean, like, I hope you can help me out here. Like, what has to happen for this country to be normal again? like where everyone's just happy, like, you know, like the good old days, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, you know, there's cranes everywhere, like in this country, like Dubai or something. Like in Dubai, they're busy building. Like what's happening here? Nothing is happening.
Yeah,
Like you said, potholes.
Yeah, like in Dubai, if there's a pothole in the road, within 30 minutes they're out and fixing it. Like you never see a pothole in the road.
What
It's
has
like,
to happen in this country for like it's like a magic spell that's been cast on this country, and it's like you can't come out of it.
yeah, like we need real leadership in charge. You know, we need someone who actually cares about the country to come in and step up. Do you know what I mean? Like that's why it's such a shame that
We've got Ant Middleton, you know, who's trying to be the mayor of London.
yeah, and the guy's trying to secretly get residency in Dubai in the background. And he's
No way.
Yeah, he is. I posted something on my Twitter page about it earlier. And he's out wearing, like, he hates Muslims. He says he wants to kick them all out of the country. But then when he goes to Dubai, he's wearing the whole attire. Like, do you know what I mean? He's trying to become best friends. So, I don't know. Like, these people that, like, that's what I mean. Even Tommy Robinson, half the time when he's making all these tweets and everything, he's out in Mallorca or somewhere. Like, he's not even in the country. Do you know what I mean? So, he's just stirring up all this hatred in our country. Same as Ant Middleton. And they're not even here most of the time. Do you know what I mean? So, I feel like a lot of it's just for, like, clicks and views and popularity. But they don't really care about the country.
Did you listen to his speech, Ant Middleton's speech?
No, I
He was
didn't.
like, oh, we're going to take our country back and you can live happily ever after. I was like, what? Like, how?
Yeah, like, what
how?
they expect
What
him
are
to
you
do?
going to do as a mayor? Like, what control have you got to give people a better life?
Yeah, like what are they gonna do? Kick everybody out? Like, do you know what I mean? Of course, that's not gonna happen. I mean, they moan about all the immigrants so much, but these are the people. You go to the NHS, and the immigrants are the ones that are helping us. Do you know what I mean? Like, these are the people that want to do the hard jobs. They're out laying the roads and everything for like minimum wage. So why kick people out? Do you know what I mean? Most of these people have come from war-torn countries, and they're just trying to make a better life. I'm sure if I was in a war-torn country and my country's getting blown up, and if I had a chance for a better life, I'd go as well. Do you know what I mean? So. I don't know. I'm just a humanitarian, I guess. Do you know what I mean? I respect everybody, and I see their point of view. So why? Do you know what I mean? I'm a white English guy. I've been born and raised here my whole life. I could easily have just joined these mobs and everything. And do you know what I mean? But no, like I don't know. It just feels like when I die and I want to go to heaven. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to. I'm not a scumbag sort of thing. Yeah, exactly.
Wow, I mean, it's such a, honestly, like, I'm so blown away. I still can't believe the fact that like 27-year-old white British guy sitting here in my studio and he's talking about like real issues, real stuff. Stuff that people want to just, you know, brush under the carpet. Oh, don't talk about this stuff. You know, this is political.
Yeah.
And some guys, I watched some of your clips and he said, oh, but like, you know, yeah, like you shouldn't talk about it. And, you know, you should just let it slide. I think one guy, he just got shocked when you first asked him one of those questions.
Yeah. And that's the thing I think is funny, that they see me approaching them and they think I'm on their side. You know, that's why it's so easy
That
to
is
get
so
them.
funny.
Do you know
I
what I mean?
find
Like,
that
yeah,
hilarious.
they think like, I don't know, they expect me to be on their side. I start off with a question, oh, like what's the reason you're here for that? And then I wait for them to answer, and then I've got like counter arguments in my head. Do you know what I mean? And I'm ready to hit them with the facts. But most of them, they just brush it off. Oh no, I don't want to hear about it. Like, do you know what I mean? So a lot of them are brain dead, but I hope that at least a couple of them people woke up, and hopefully loads of people saw the video and they sort of rethought the reasons
I
behind
wonder
what
what's happening to this guy's WhatsApp, like, you know, the guy who you captured with the Israeli flag. Like, I wonder what his mates are saying. Like, hey, like, you know, I saw you on TikTok.
Yeah, it's funny because I was reading some of the comments and I saw somebody say that they was at the march, well, they was nearby the marches that day, and he actually approached them in the pub trying to start arguments with them and that. So half of these people, like, it was hard to actually interview someone that didn't have a can of Stella in their hand or a can of Budweiser in their hand. Like, the majority of these people, do you know what it felt like? Have you ever been to a football game and, you know, afterwards everyone's going crazy?
Yeah.
Like, that's literally what it felt like.
Hooliganism.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like 90% of these people just wanted to go there as an excuse to just get drunk on the streets and cause trouble. Do you know what I mean? There may be like 10% that actually, you know what they're talking about, but most of these people don't actually know why they're there. Like, they can't give you a straight answer. Like, they just thought it was a fun night out or something. Do you know what I mean?
That's hilarious. Like, they're just looking for motives.
Yeah, something to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, they probably went to the pub after and watched the football or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Oh my god. Like, so do you ever see yourself, like, you know, going to Dubai or settling down in I guess GCC countries?
I mean, I've visited Dubai like 3 or 4 times now. It's an amazing country. I wouldn't want to move away from where I live because this is like, it would never feel like home. As much as a great country, like, this is home to me. So I'd hope that the country would move forward and get over this sort of stage we're going through. But at this rate, you know, if it's not improved in a few years, then I would be looking to move away to a country that you know, doesn't have all this nonsense going on, especially our country's funding genocides in Gaza and sending all our money to Ukraine, all our taxpayer money. Like, what have any of these countries done for us? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather stay in a country that just cares about its people and that's it. No future wars coming.
Does your MP know of you? Your local MP?
I hope not. You're probably trying to put me in prison if he does. I mean, you know what this country's like nowadays. It's crazy. Like, you get
exactly.
locked up
You
for
don't
having
know
an
who's
opinion.
watching and who's plotting against you.
Yeah, but no, these videos they've gone viral everywhere lately, so I'm not surprised.
Do
if
you
people
feel
in
like
power have seen
safe
it.
that people know you and they watch your videos, and if something was to happen to you, that people will somehow try and save you?
Yeah,
Save the savior.
Yeah, save the savior. I mean, I'm not worried about anything happening to me. I'll be honest with you. Like, I feel like there's a lot of bigger problems I've had in my life as a child and stuff. Like, I'm not afraid of any, like, half these people on the internet won't do anything. I mean, you probably saw what happened to Charlie Kirk the other day, and that's like a scary side of this. But I feel like if that's the way I went out, then I'll be happy. Do you know what I mean? I went out speaking the truth, and hopefully my death, well, I don't want to, you know, speak it into existence, but if something ever happened like that, then I'd want, you know, it's a good thing. Do you know what I mean? It's going to wake up loads of people. So I'm not afraid of asking tough questions. I feel like if they've got a real reason behind their argument, then they should be ready to back it up. And I'm not afraid of anything happening to me. Do you know what I mean?
Wow, that's amazing, man. That's really, really impressive. The strength that you have in your chest.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Now, a lot of Muslims, they feel like, you know, they're getting attacked, like whichever way you look. Like, even if I'm on the tube, I'm thinking like, yo, like someone's looking at me,
Yeah.
and they know that I shouldn't be here. Like, what can I do? What can I do to integrate more? Like, you know, I think we're doing as much as we can in this country to be part of that country. And I think most of the Muslims, they love this country. That's why they're here.
Yeah.
Like, they're here because they love that place.
Yeah, and it never used to be like this as well. It's a shame that the country has come to that. I mean, even myself, I'm not a Muslim, do you know what I mean? But I avoid taking public transport and things like that as much as possible. I mean, you saw probably what happened to that Ukrainian girl over in America. She got stabbed on a bus, and I don't know, I feel like it's a crazy world. There's a lot of sick people out there. There's a lot of mentally ill people. So, I don't know, the best advice I can give to anyone is try and avoid all public transport situation. I know a lot of people don't drive and haven't got the financial...
I mean, some people don't have a choice. Some lady wearing a abaya or a headscarf, they don't have a choice. And at the same time, they have to go through that commute. And at the same time, they know, like, you know, they don't feel welcomed. Like, can Muslims, if you were to, like, speak to me, like, let's say I've got a platform here, I've got businesses, what can I do to, like, you know, be more friendly to those people, or are they just not helpable, like, you know, the ones that you go and speak to?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose just be yourself. Like, you know, if you're like a good person, I feel like no one will do anything to you unless they're really sick people, and that's just very unfortunate that you'll bump into these people. But most of the people, like, just avoid getting involved in confrontation. Like, that's what I had to tell myself. And a lot of these people, half the things they were saying, I strongly disagreed with. Sorry, but I can tell they're getting a bit rowdy and a bit annoyed. So I would sort of bite my tongue a little bit. Just, do you know what I mean? It's not worth getting...
Well, what can we do to invite them and say, hey, we're friends, we're same, we're just different color. That's all it is. Like, you know, you're a human, I'm a human, we're just trying to live.
Yeah, I feel like...
Now, what can we do to, like, tell them, listen, we're not your enemies.
Yeah, no, I feel like...
We're not your enemies. We're not the problem. It's them lot. Hey guys, I hope you have been enjoying today's episode of Side by Side. If you have, please do consider subscribing to our channel on the platform you are tuned into. It is your subscription that motivates me and the team here at Side by Side, as well as the guests, to continue with our efforts here at Side by Side, episode after episode. This episode has been sponsored by Buddies London. Let's get straight back into the show.
The average, like, real Christian on the street, like the good-hearted person that's just a family man and he works, or whatever, or a family woman, they won't have any issues. You know what I mean? It's just these, like, psychopathic, like, do you know what I mean, crazy people that would have an issue. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like if you're speaking to a normal white Christian on the street, then they're not gonna have any issues with you. But if you notice they're a bit weird, then just try and avoid it. Do you know what I mean? Just try.
But should we engage in more conversations with white people? Let's say people of this country.
Yeah, like, of course, like, the normal white English person is fine. Like, you can probably tell, you know, like, when you first speak to someone, first 5 seconds, you can sort of realize, like, the energy around them. Do you know what I mean? But if you ever notice bad energy, I'll just, you know, trust your gut and stay away.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not worth it. Half these people are intoxicated on drugs or something. They're not thinking straight. So best thing to do is just avoid people. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like just stay true to yourself, stay humble and honest, and.
So, like, if I was to say, come with you to one of your interviews, like, and stand next to you, like, what do you think is going to happen to me? Are they going to pick on me, or
No, I think it'll be great. I wouldn't let them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not. No one's gonna do anything to us. Do you know what I mean? Like, if anything, it'll be good. Like, then they can see like us uniting. Do you know what I mean? Like Christians and Muslims.
I'd love to come with 1 or 2
Yeah, yeah, you're invited, man. If you want to come. Then
Yeah,
of
no,
course
I'd love to come and see, like, because I get always curious. Like the other night I was awake half the night thinking, look, we're not the problems. Like sometimes because you're reminded so many times that you're the problem. Somehow it starts sinking in you, like, okay, maybe I am the problem. Then you think, like, okay, no, but I'm not the problem.
No, you're not.
It's them lot, like the bankers, the guys who raise the interest prices, and the guys who send money to other countries. Like they are the problems. We're not the problems.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like don't like if any Muslims are watching this video and for you yourself, like don't ever think that you're the problem. Do you know what I mean? Like Muslims have got a great religion. Do you know what I mean? So I don't have a problem with anybody, no Christian, no Jewish person. I feel like it's about your heart that matters. You can get bad Muslims, you can get bad Christians, and you can get bad Jewish people. Do you know what I mean? You can get bad Hindus, whatever religion you are. So yeah, no, don't listen to like this mainstream media and these people like these far right wingers and all these people like just trying to make
GB News. Oh my God,
Yeah,
these guys
like,
are like literally like
yeah.
egging it on, and I'm like, how is that even allowed? Like how can someone be so vocal about egging on hatred?
Yeah, it's all for clicks and everything. That's the shame about the
So there's no sincerity at all. Like they don't really believe what they're saying either.
Yeah, like I feel like 80% of these people at least don't believe that. They're just trying to, like, these people you see on Twitter, on YouTube and all this, they're trying to just get clicks. Do you know what I mean? Like that's unfortunately the like the years we're living in today. Like that's what people get monetized from this stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like these guys are probably all monetized, making a lot of money. So whatever gets them the clicks, they'd like to cause trouble and all that. So
like Piers Morgan, prime example. He
perfect
gets
example.
most views when there's a big drama on his show.
Yeah, and he always plays both sides as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
1 minute he'll be saying, "Oh no, there's no genocide in Gaza," blah blah blah, and then the next time he'll be having an Israeli person on there trying to argue them. So it's just for clicks. Do you know what I mean? And Piers Morgan blocked me on Twitter as well. Like,
No way.
Yeah. Like after 2 months after October 7th, he blocked me because I used to comment on his posts and just call him out for all his nonsense. And then one time he replied to me, and I ratioed him into oblivion. And then he didn't reply after that, and I just kept commenting every day. And in the end, he just blocks me. So I mean, so. The guy's just like a mainstream media plant. He's been around for years and years, and this is what pays his bills, I guess. Do you know what I mean? So he's like, I think like deep down maybe he does have his own beliefs, but he's just too scared to say them, and that's the sad thing about the country that we're living in. Do you know what I mean? The free speech in our country, that it is under attack. So
There is no free speech, is it?
no, 100%.
Free speech one way.
Yeah, exactly. You either agree with the mainstream media and then they'll promote you, like you'll have a successful life, or you stick true to your morals and you'll be cancelled everywhere, banned from everywhere, and I don't know. It's a sad world we're living in, really. But
You know what I feel sometimes as a businessman? I'm like thinking, like, I know I'm here. This country has done so much for me, for my family. We've built incredible business here. But ultimately, where is it all going? Like, where am I going to be? Like, is this home? Is this home? Or like, should I put my effort, the same energy that I have in another country where I'm maybe perhaps more welcomed? Like, maybe the results might be different. Here, it feels sometimes like you're just pushing water up the hill and it's just not going anywhere.
yeah, and I completely understand like your point of view. Like even me myself, like I feel the same way. Do you know what I mean? Like I've lived here my whole life, but I feel like is it time to move on? Do you know what I mean? Like the way the country's going, and it's sad. Do you know what I mean? I really do hope. I think when's the next election? Is it? It's 2028. I'm pretty
Can't
sure.
wait for it, mate.
It's a long way away, and a lot can happen between that time. That's the scariest part. Do you know what I mean? But I really do hope that someone, a miracle happens, and we have someone in charge that actually cares about our country.
I think maybe people like yourself should really step forward and or are you afraid that they're gonna try and pin you down and
yeah, like
instill some narrative in you where you become a mouthpiece as well?
Yeah, like I mean, I'm not too political. I mean, like I don't know how I even got caught up in this. I feel like just me speaking out, I just end up getting more and more sucked into this. But I'm not an expert. There's plenty of people out there that've got real education in this stuff and know the ins and outs of everything.
I mean, it sounds like you're a very brave man. Like I think you need someone like yourself to be the MP of your place. I really do think, because everyone's just scared. We've got loads of Muslims in the parliament. They're very outspoken as well. And there's some really outspoken English MPs as well. But I think we need more young blood like yourself. Like I personally think, if I was to ever, because every time I kept on thinking after our conversation, I was like, you know what, this guy is like, Like he is the guy who should be like running for like.
You'd vote for me, yeah?
Of course I will. Of course
Yeah,
I will.
no,
Of course I will. Mayor of London, mate. Come on.
I mean, that's
not Andrew Middleton. It's gonna be
Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah, no, to be fair, if I had to take, it's never come into I've never thought about actually going into politics seriously, do you know what I mean? I'm just more of a guy that posts on social media, try and wake people up and send them to the right people, but...
Bro, what's the worst could happen? I mean, you're not gonna win. That's it.
Yeah, no,
like,
true, but then I feel like the higher up you get, the
You
more
get
you get a
targeted,
target on your
yeah.
back, exactly,
Yeah.
and there's
you don't
crazy
want, you don't
people
want
out
to
in the
miss
world.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm just happy to spread the word. I mean, if there's a good political party out there, like if I was to put my vote for anyone, it would be for the Workers' Party, GB, George Galloway's party. You know,
Okay.
they're great people. They understand all of this a lot better than me as well. Do you know what I mean? So I'd rather just be the guy that promotes these type of people if I can. Do you know what I mean? But maybe one day, I don't know, maybe in a few years when I'm a
never
bit
know.
older, and
Never
that,
say
maybe
never,
it will
man.
come
Never
along.
say
But
never.
it's not been on
Like this
my mind, to be
country,
honest.
honestly, like what are the options? You've got Conservatives, you've got Labour, who are effectively both are in the same camp.
Yeah.
They just play out a game like, oh no, we're opposition, but actually the narrative is controlled by someone else. Someone else is telling them what to do.
Yeah, like even America, like the same thing, like all of the parties, Trump, Biden, Kamala, like all these people, they're all the same. Do you know what I mean? They all want to they want to send money to Israel, all of them. Do you know what I mean? They all want to fund Ukraine. And so it's like, what's really different? Do you know what I mean?
How does it happen? Like, how does someone convince a country to just send all the money? I mean, not all the money, but like a chunk of their money to another country somewhere in Middle East.
Yeah, like,
How does that happen? Where does the influence come from? Like,
especially such a
where is the influence coming from?
yeah, especially such a small place like Israel. It's not like they're a huge country. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not even a real country for one, but they're not a huge. They're like I feel like they're just like a terrorist organisation. I'll be honest with you, but I feel like they must have some sort of dirt on our politicians. Like Jeffrey Epstein was very connected to Israel and the Mossad and everything. So it wouldn't surprise me, man. I feel like they've got some blackmail on these people. Do you know what I mean? They're how all these countries around the world so under Israel's thumb. Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine if Russia was bombing Gaza bombing Ukraine, the way that Gaza's been bombed. Like, there'd be nukes going over to Russia. Do you know what I mean? World War III would be kicking off. But when it's Israel, they've been doing this for like 2 years now. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? It's honestly crazy how no one's stood up and actually took a stand against Israel.
Do you think because it's dragging so much now, more and more people are like starting to wake up, like because of social media, TikTok, people like yourselves, like people are thinking, hang on, what's going on? What's actually happening here? Like, we need to understand. Do you think more? I see more of that happening. Like you'd normally think, okay, the English person, like, yeah, there might be someone who cares, but ultimately they may not care. Like,
Yeah.
I see more and more people now, like, because through your interviews, like, people are taking part. There is humanity. There is like people standing up.
Yeah, I mean, that's the good thing about social media, because I feel like, back in the World War I and II days, they didn't have any of this social media. They were just listening to their governments and agreeing with, and that's how we ended up getting in a big world war. But I'd like to think at least that if anything ever did, happen like that, if it was a big world war, then people are more awake. They'd refuse it. Do you know what I mean? And they wouldn't be able to start it. Do you know what I mean? Like, who wants to go and die for Israel? Do you know what I mean? Like, nobody. I mean, you might get the drunks on the street that support something. You maybe get a few people, but I feel like the majority of these people in the country are awake. Do you know what I mean?
They are awake.
Yeah, 100%.
The way I know TikTok works is there's a barrier. Like, my content is really not gonna be seen by a white person generally. Like, I don't know how they like ring fence it. Like, my content will stay in within my community, and only my community people will like engage with my contents.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, how do we break that barrier of content? Like the algorithm. It's like everyone's living in their own bubbles. Like, we're living, like, what you said before, like, oh, Muslims, they seem united. Like, trust me, once you zoom in, you'll see all the problems.
Yeah.
But on the outset, yes, definitely very united. Like, how do we break that barrier of algorithm where, like, we are exchanging information? Okay, maybe not face to face. Like, I know, like, this podcast is not going to reach. Maybe through you, maybe because of your face,
yeah.
some people might watch it.
I mean, I suppose, if advice for you would be to bring on guests with all different backgrounds, like even bring on opposite sides. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you can get any of
that's
these
a shout,
bring them on and confront them on their ideas if they're brave enough. Do you know what I mean? Because they'll probably get exposed. But come to an agreement with these people, because a lot of these people, like I said earlier, that these people they've been manipulated, and it's sad. Do you know what I mean? Like, the hardworking man, they just want somebody to blame, and then they feel like they've got these heroes that have come along to say, look, we understand you, we're on the same boat, and then get them all riled up together. But when you actually explain to them the facts, then I'm sure we can at least wake some people up, and that's the start, do you know what I mean? And then once you've got people waking up in their group, then they can wake up the other people, and then, do you know what I mean? So that's the thing. Even my TikTok account, you said about my TikTok account, like it's already been censored, do you know what I mean? I've had two videos taken down already. Well, one of them, they said they're going to stop showing it to other audiences, so basically only people that are following me can see it. And then another video actually got taken down like yesterday or something, so it wouldn't be too much longer until my TikTok gets banned, to be honest with you. But
do you have other backup accounts, or are you going to keep going like with new accounts?
well, I mean, I'll be honest, this is like my 5th TikTok now. Do you know what I mean?
Is
Like,
it?
Yeah.
What happened to the other ones?
The other ones, I was at first, I wasn't doing these videos. I was doing like live streams and talking about the news and stuff, what was going on. But they was just getting banned. Like anything that's classed as misinformation to them, they would just ban you. But yeah, I feel like TikTok's the most censored platform, unfortunately. So I feel like if I get banned this time, I'm probably that's me done now. Do you know what I mean? But luckily, like touch wood, my YouTube's still in good health. Instagram, I mean, is in good health as well. And the main thing is like Twitter. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like I'll never get banned from Twitter, luckily, and there is a lot of people on there. So, but yeah.
How do you become successful on Twitter? I just can't do it. Like, I just don't get it. Like how it works.
I'll be honest with you. I had my account since like November 2022. I knew about what was going on. Like I did have other accounts before, but I didn't actually post anything. And then I started seeing a lot of stuff about Russia and Ukraine and all over the news, like, oh, Putin's this evil man, like, blah, blah, blah. And I just wanted to really look into, like, what was going on, like, properly. I thought there must be another side of the story, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, the news, most of the stuff they say is lies. So I thought there's got to be some more behind it. And I started looking into other accounts. I stumbled across a guy called Jackson Hinkle. Do you know that guy?
No.
Okay, well, he's great. He's been covering this Russia and Ukraine war for a long time. And I started learning a lot from him, like, you know, the truth about how this all happened. This has been going on, you know, many years, same as what's been going on in Palestine. You know, when they say it doesn't start on October 7th, it didn't start in 2022 with Russia and Ukraine as well. But I started posting about Russia and Ukraine a lot. I only had about 500 followers for like months and months. And then October 7th happened. I used to see Palestine videos, but it wasn't my main focus, you know, because it wasn't kicking off as bad as it, like, at the time Russia and Ukraine was like really kicking off. And I was posting some stuff about the West Bank and all that. But when October 7th happened, I saw this, you know, stuff about, you know, the Nova Music Festival and everything. I thought, you know, I've got to speak up. And I started posting a lot about Palestine. And then just naturally, within 2 weeks, I think my account went from 500 followers to 1,000. Then the next day it went from 1,000 to 10K. And then like 3 days later it was from 10K to 50K. And then from there, like, it just, yeah, like, it really blew. I didn't expect it. Yeah, like, I really didn't expect it.
So I guess you have to push like relevant information.
Yeah, like I feel like
people, what people want to hear about.
Yeah, like the main thing is, like, with anything you do, I feel like you just got to be consistent. And, you know, like the one day you just, like, I had so many times when I thought, oh, what's the point of me posting? No one's even seen my post. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was posting from November 22, and it took me nearly a whole year to even go from 500 to 1,000 followers. Do you know what I mean? So it's just consistency, and if you've got like a good heart and you're willing to just keep working every day. Like, some people are lucky, they get, like, you know, fame and success overnight, but some other people will take years. But, you know, it always pays off in the end, because the one day you think, oh, that's it, I'm done now, the day after could have been the day that you're going to blow up. Do you know what I mean? Like, your account's going to blow up.
That's a motivational side coming in here.
Yeah, no, but
so hey, listen, you said, like, you know, you had some struggles in your life. Like, what are we talking about?
I haven't come from like a political background. Like, I come from like a rough neighborhood, you could say. You know, like loads of crime. I when I was a child and I got involved in crime. Yeah, but I even went to prison myself. I was in prison for a couple of years, and when I went to prison, I found like God. Like, I went to church and that, and then I came out and realized, like, a lot of close friends I grew up with and stuff, they spend a lot of time in prison now. Do you know what I mean? So I've realized, is this the life I want to live? And then I started just focusing. I've got like a 9-to-5 job. I still do the 9-to-5 job. I'm not getting good money from any of this.
What do you do?
I'm in like a sales job, so I'm just working for a sales company. But yeah, like, so I started just, you know, focusing on work, and then I started, you know, learning about what's actually going on in the world. And yeah, like, I don't know, I ended up where I am today. Like, I guess hopefully just onwards and upwards in the future.
Amazing.
You know what I mean?
And I'm assuming your parents are quite proud of what you're doing.
Yeah. So my parents, they're not together anymore, but they are proud of what I'm doing. Well, I hope they are anyway. Do you know what I mean? But I think, yeah, they're proud.
Do you live by yourself or?
Yeah, I live by myself. Yeah, so yeah, I don't live with my parents anymore. I haven't lived with them for years. So, what about yourself?
Well, like, what about myself? Business. I run a business. Couple of businesses. I do this podcast, and again, that's similar to what you were doing before, like inspiration, motivation, and education, and waking people up to their potential, to their own potential, what they are like capable of.
Yeah.
Because so many majority of the people, there's a reason why the 3% are 3% and 97% are 97%. I could have been the 97% if I didn't get a certain information in my like from someone.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to just pay that back.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Tell people, listen, you can do it. On my TikTok, I try and motivate, inspire people. But I just feel like we've become so negative. Like people doubt themselves too much. If only people just did what they talk about, when they're with their boys, oh, someone should do this, oh, someone should do that. Imagine they just went and done it. Trust me, like, the situation would be so different.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like, they always say, like, if you, like, it's a very well known saying that if you put your mind to something, then you can do anything. And it's really true. Like, when I used to hear that when I was younger and stuff, you used to think, oh, like, I mean, everyone says that, but if you genuinely really, really want something and you really put your focus into it, like, you will get it. Like, even for example, these like street interviews I've been doing, I've only been doing them for like 3 weeks, and they're
3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah.
No,
I was just mainly focused on Twitter. Like, I did some streaming before and stuff on Rumble and everything, but it was just covering the news and stuff. It wasn't really going too well. I didn't really have a lot of time because of my 9-to-5 job and everything, but like these street interviews, like it started off, I saw these people on TikTok doing these interviews, and I thought, imagine like if someone was actually giving these people some like meaningful like questions and stuff. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do it, and I've told myself I'm not gonna ever give it up. Do you know what I mean? Even if I get banned on all platforms, I'll just continue posting it to X and Rumble and counts that won't ban me. Do you know what I mean? I feel like if it's already done well in 3 weeks, do you know what I mean? So
that's impressive. I thought you've been doing it for way longer. There was the couple of ladies, and they said they didn't want to speak to you, and then the guy started like dancing, and then you covered his face.
Yeah, that was literally my first episode. I mean, the first episode.
Is it?
That was 3 weeks ago. Yeah, like the first episode, it's on like 10.
That was so funny.
That one was on like 10k views, and then second one I done another one, and that's on like 50k views. And then I done an interview with someone for the third one, Tam Khan. That one didn't perform as well because I feel like people just like to see people in the streets. You know what I mean?
There's this thing about like people are now trusting the man on the street more. Like they're more interested in what someone's got to say.
And that's the reason. That's another thing. Like a very big goal of mine was to give the people on the streets the chance to speak, because since October 7th and all this stuff, we've heard all these experts giving their analysis, but like the people on the streets.
What do the actual man and woman on the street
and they might be in the comments, but they don't get any views on their comments because not everyone's got big accounts and got as much reach. So I thought, I can help people by giving the average person on the street a chance. Do you know what I mean? Like if they've got something good to say, then the chances are it's gonna go viral and then hopefully wake up more people that are in the same boat. And yeah.
Do people share your stuff back to you? When you posted that video with the man with the Israeli flag, like, did other people say, "Hey, look at this," like, like in appreciation that you've done this? Yeah,
like it's a good feeling, I guess. Like I feel like it'll give me good karma in my life. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm helping people. I feel like I'm giving people voices, and I'm not even most of the time the person educating someone. Do you know what I mean? I'm letting these other people in the streets educate everyone. So. It's a good feeling, yeah. Like
that guy was so smart, like the one who went on and on and on.
The guy with the long hair.
Yeah. Oh my God, like
Yeah.
Why was he like an educated person or just a normal person?
He was very educated, and the thing is, I've got a full clip of that video, and it's actually like 10 minutes long. But a lot of the stuff he was saying, like, it would get me banned from TikTok and stuff. He was talking about a lot of things. I don't want to get you banned, so I don't want to say it here. But he's very smart. And the crazy thing about that video, like the whole day we went around, we was in Southend-on-Sea. Do you know Southend-on-Sea?
Yeah.
And we was asking a lot of people, and all day we wasn't really getting any good responses. And we was literally at the stage like, oh, this isn't going to be a good video. Like, let me just ask we'll ask one more person, and then we'll go home, because we've been out for like 5 hours. And then we've seen this guy coming over, and then it was very unexpected. Do you know what I mean? Like that's why you can't judge a book by its cover, because he was like, I haven't got.
He doesn't look like that person that you need.
Yeah, he was like, I haven't got a lot to say, and then he just started hitting everybody with these crazy facts. Do you know what I mean? And I actually got the guy's number afterwards. He's a great guy, and I'm hoping to set a proper interview up with him. Do you know what I mean? And because I feel like he's got a lot of wisdom. He's like
he sounds so wise. I was like, wow, this guy is like.
Yeah, and the thing is, he doesn't.
So well.
I said to him, "Have you got social media?" He doesn't even have social media. Like he's just very. Like, I don't know how he even learns all this information. He must sit at home reading books and be just very well educated about what's going on in the world. Like everything he was saying.
What does he do, by the way?
I have no clue, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I have no
No,
clue.
he's
But
so smart. I was,
Yeah,
I
he-
was so impressed by the way he was speaking. So well spoken.
yeah,
as
and,
well.
and even on all the comments, like everyone's like, oh, we need to have this guy on a podcast and everything. And I actually reached out to him like last week and was like, yo, like, do you know what I mean? Do you want to link up and we'll do an interview? And I think he's up for doing it. He's just got some things going on. So hopefully in a few weeks, you know, we can have this guy back on.
Imagine how many more people like him are out there, but they
That's
just
what I
don't
mean.
speak up.
Exactly. It's crazy, but it gives you hope for the world. Do you know what I mean, that there is people out there that they might not be on social media or whatever, but they know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? So it gives us some faith for humanity at least.
Wow. What's your vision for life?
I don't know. I'd love to do this full time. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to be able to leave my job eventually. So hopefully the way it's going, it will happen eventually, and then I can put more time and effort into doing more videos. And yeah.
What do your bosses say? I'm sure they see your content.
Lucky for me, I work from home, and
Okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah. So I don't have to.
No
show
one
my-
needs to meet you. No one needs to see
Yeah,
you.
exactly. So, but if I've always like lived by this moral that like everything happens for a reason. So if they ever got annoyed and sacked me, like I feel like that's for a reason. Like maybe like God's telling me.
That's your calling. Like this
Yeah,
is
like,
it. Time to
yeah.
call it quits, mate.
Exactly.
You know
The only
what?
reason I'm still working there is just to pay my bills at the moment. But if I ever get sacked, then I feel like that's just life. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit and cry about it. Maybe it's just meant to be. So
I mean, you've had you interviewed Tam Khan, or did he interview you?
I interviewed him.
That's sick. That's
Yeah, yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, he's
like-
a great guy.
Amazing. I would love to interview him as well. So obviously you're already in circle of like, you know, mashallah,
Yeah.
high performers. And then in terms of wealth creation, like where do you think you're going to end up?
Hopefully I'll become successful one day. I mean, I don't know, like even when I met with him and a couple of other guys, and you know they're all very rich and successful, and I thought, you know what I mean, I'm not that as well. Hopefully, you know, they
On
say
the
that-
way, mate. On the way.
Yeah, like one day, do you know what I mean? Hopefully that will be myself. I'd love to do this as full time, and then like, for example, I could then do street interviews on the weekends and then post other content throughout the week covering news and that. I'd love to do it, but I just genuinely don't have enough time right now, do you know what I mean? But hopefully one day I'll start actually getting monetized, because the thing about X and everything, like you'd think someone with like 400,000+ followers, if they had that on TikTok or YouTube, they'd be, you know, very rich probably. But on Twitter, they literally give you pennies, you know what I mean? And it's funny
Yeah.
because you see Elon Musk pay all these other people that are agreeing with his views, they get good money, but someone like me, I'm lucky to get $200 a month from it, do you know what I mean? So
It's amazing.
it's crazy, yeah.
Is
so
TikTok better at paying?
I'm not monetized. Well, I got accepted for monetization, but I haven't earned any money from TikTok
What,
yet.
YouTube?
I'm not monetized on that either.
Oh.
So yeah, I don't get paid for any of this.
Wow,
as I
that's-
speak, yeah.
I mean, like, you're getting noticed a lot for sure, because my brother that shared
Oh,
your
really?
video with me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that sounds so interesting. And at that minute, I was talking to ChatGPT and, you know, all of that. Oh, why
Yeah.
is it all happening? What's this? What's that? So, wow, everything happens for a reason, for sure. Have you met Andrew Tate?
No.
What are your views on him?
I think Tate's a great guy, you know, like a lot of like the reason why I started getting into this stuff was when I actually discovered Andrew Tate and then heard what he was saying, and it sort of made me think, oh, what's going on in the world actually? So a lot of the stuff he says is spot on. Obviously,
Did he wake you up?
Yeah, you could say it was like a collective group of people. Like, do you know what I mean? There's like Tate, there was like David Icke, like a few people. Like,
Oh, David Icke. Like,
Yeah,
you know, that's another individual I'd love to interview. Like,
Yeah,
so
like-
much knowledge with this guy.
Yeah, like so, like I feel like you might not agree with all of their views, all of them, but there's probably things me and you don't agree on. Do you know what I mean? Like we always like that's just human. Do you know what I mean? We're
Yeah.
not going to agree on everything, but
But bro, brothers, sisters, like, you know, blood brothers don't agree with lot of the stuff. So like,
yeah,
it's okay. We can still be like, and
exactly.
we can
Like
still
we
be.
all fight with our families and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So like, but at the end of the day, like, you know,
I think the problem is people need to stop trying to control other people as well. Like, they want their views to be accepted by the opposite person. Like, no, they don't need to. If you can convince them, if you can pitch to them your idea, and if they buy it, then great. But what people try and do, like even on social media, they get angry and frustrated and they want you to accept their views. And if you don't, then, you know, like,
yeah, like you can't force people in. It's like what I was saying earlier. You know, there's certain people out in the world that you can't force them to agree with you. Do you know what I mean? Like you can give them the facts. If they don't listen, then you have to just hope that someone else wakes them up. Do you know what I mean? Because some people are so stubborn and that. Do you know what I mean? They won't listen to your point of view. So, but
just let them be. Let them
yeah,
be.
exactly.
Let them live in their ignorance.
Yeah, exactly.
Ignorance. Well, I hope, like, you know, this conversation will benefit not just my people, Muslim people, but anyone, any human being that has got a brain and that can think, to perhaps just think about everything what's happening and why is it happening. It's not a coincidence. It is not a coincidence what's happening around the world. I mean, now with what's all this like madness in Doha? Do you have any idea?
No, I haven't seen
Like,
it. What's going on?
the Israeli attack on Qatar.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, like it's just this. What I mean. Like,
Is it all staged? Is it all just like, keeping with the world busy, or what is going on? Is it testing the waters? Like, what's going to happen if we do that?
I don't think it's staged. I think that Israel genuinely have a lot of power over the world, and countries like Qatar, they're like, I don't want to say they're afraid, but they don't want a war because they've got such a nice country. And
They want to protect their country.
Yeah, like they don't
right?
want to get bombed.
And I don't think Dubai or UAE,
Yeah,
none
like,
of them want
involved.
a war in their country either.
No, of course not. And Israel are like genocidal, like terrorists. Do you know what I mean? Like, of course, people are scared of them. That they basically control the world. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's pretty like 2/3 of the world that are under their control. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I just feel like even with the stuff that happened with Iran a few months back, like Iran's like one of the only people that actually stood up and fought back against Israel. So. I don't know. I feel like, like you said, maybe they're testing the waters. They're thinking, let's just see if they do anything. Do you know what I mean? Let's see. And then hopefully, like, I don't want to jinx it or anything, but hopefully they don't do anything more in the future. But they try and make the excuses that there's like air bases there and all this. But I don't know. Israel just, who can that, Israel bombed like 5 countries at once. They bombed Syria, like, Palestine, Lebanon, Yemen. Like they're bombing all these countries at once and they're still portrayed as the victim, like on the media. Like it's crazy.
How does that work?
Yeah, like it's crazy, honestly.
That is coercion, manipulation, like, all of that, it rolled into one, like on a mass scale.
Yeah, like I always like to use Russia as an example. Like imagine if Russia just decided we're going to bomb America, then we're going to bomb Britain, then we're going to bomb Ukraine. Like it wouldn't happen. Like as soon as there's one bomb, like that would be it. Like be world war.
Yeah.
But it just shows the double standards in the world, the hypocrisy. Do you know what I mean? Like.
Wow, Josh, it's been really, really an honor and pleasure to have you in the studio. Thank you so much for making the effort to come all the way. I want to quickly ask you, like, a couple of questions. Are you into cars?
Yeah, I'm into cars. I'm not like a mechanical expert. I don't know about the engine.
But what's your favorite car?
Well, my dream car.
Yeah, dream car.
Have to be Lamborghini. Do you know what I mean?
Lamborghini, yeah.
Yeah, maybe a Urus. I don't know.
Nice. You're already a family man, in your mind.
Yeah, I love the Urus.
See?
It's such a clean car. I like all Lamborghinis. Do you know what I mean? But the Urus has just always stood out for me. I mean, I like Mercedes as well, but that's just more of like a luxury.
See, I can already tell by like the choice of cars. You're a very mature guy already. Like,
what about you? What's yours?
I think I'm more of a Ferrari person.
Ferrari, yeah, Ferraris, of course, yeah.
SF90 is like, I would say, my dream at this minute. But I don't want to buy a car. So I don't know if you know about me. I'm more into aviation. Like I love anything to do with planes.
Yeah.
I get very excited talking about planes. So I think for me, my next aspirational goal is to acquire a private plane or something.
Yeah.
And then use it for myself and, all of that. And then perhaps like, if other people want to rent it out, then maybe rent it out to them. But I think that's what's really kind of like exciting me a lot because, with business, things get so like mundane, it gets boring, stressful. It needs something to excite you,
Yeah.
And I realized like over the last 2 years or so, I forgot all about my dreams. Like, what's my next step? Okay, I'm doing this today, but what's going to happen next? What do I look forward to? And I realized, what? That's what I'm going to work towards now. Like car, I can buy it, but my brother's got a GT3 RS, brand new. So like, if I want to drive a supercar, I can just like, take his key and take it for a spin. So I wouldn't waste my money at this minute on like buying a car and maintaining it. I would probably want to just like put all my energy and effort and focus on getting a private plane, man.
Yeah, that's
even
amazing.
if it's a propeller one.
I say you're a braver man than me because whenever I get on a plane, I'm terrified. I'll be honest. I hate flying. That's one thing.
No way.
Yeah, like I'm alright when I'm in the air, but you see when we're taking off or when we're landing, like I'm like, I see all these plane crashes going on lately and stuff. It makes my belly go. Do you know what I mean? I'm not.
Hey,
good.
listen. I've always wondered, like, what makes people like, like. So recently, one of my friends here, he's a pilot for Virgin Atlantic. He's a senior first officer. He's a Bengali as well and a Muslim. And he said, because my daughter went away in a boarding school in Bradford and I was so sad and devastated. And he goes, why don't you come along on a flight with me? I'll fly it and you can be my companion. And all you have to do is just pay the tax or something. I thought, all right, cool. Like, I think I'm down for that. So he booked me on a flight to LA. And we went to LA and I realized, wow, like, it's so exciting, like this whole space, because I saw it from the behind the scene, how it all works, where the crew stay, how it all works, how they get paid and stuff like that. And I asked him, like, what do you think makes people like afraid of flying? I don't think he answered my question. What I think is lack of control.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
where you actually know that you're absolutely not in control anymore. It's the captain, it's the pilot, and it's the aircraft that you're sitting on is in control of your entire fate.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people in it as well, and that's what I mean. Like with driving, I guess, like say if you're with your friend and he's driving a bit dodgy, maybe he's had a drink. And
Would you say that that's the cause of fear of flying, like the fact that you don't have any control?
Yeah, exactly. I think it is exactly, and you don't see the front of the plane or anything. Like you can't see the control. Like you don't know if that guy's asleep. Like if he's not, like if he's drunk out of his head. Like at least if your friend, you're in a car with him, they're driving. Like I can quickly grab the wheel. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you meant to do?
Have you ever got involved in any accidents?
Car accidents or anything? I had a motorbike accident. Yeah, when I was about 17, 18. I don't know.
Okay, so sometimes what happens is like due to our life incidents, like we get traumatized and what we think, like we get scared of everything. But I can tell you one thing about planes, right? They are the safest form of travel. Like if you were to like compare in terms of ratio, then there's way more car crashes happening and people 100%. Are dying from car crashes than planes. Like when was the last time you've heard of an aircraft incident? Okay, Air India, I know that was a global news, but that was like, again, like, it happens like not so often.
Yeah, I think recently though there's been a lot. I mean, there was another Air India crash the other day as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and then there was one as well at Southend Airport, a private jet that crashed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
look, so my thing is like, if someone's got fear of flying, I would say, look, these aircraft are so well maintained. Like they've got expiry date for a part. Each part they have an expiry date. So even if you didn't use the plane, say for 3 years, and it was sitting on the ground, and if the expiry is 3 years, it doesn't matter even if you didn't use it, you still have to change it.
Yeah.
As per regulation.
I said a lot of these crashes have been Boeing flights as well, haven't they?
Yeah, Boeing. Yeah, I get a bit concerned about Boeing planes as well. So I kind of look for Airbus flights.
Yeah.
If there's an Airbus, then I would probably go for Airbus. If anyone's watching on the comment, and if there's a whole, I know that with aviation enthusiasts, there's a big beef around Boeing or Airbus. It's either Boeing or Airbus. But my friend who flew us to LA and back, he said, you know what, Airbus any day, because there's so much safety features. Like you can't manually do something too extreme. The aircraft will say no. Like that sounds wrong, and it's gonna just block you from doing. Like you can't tilt, you can't do this. Like you can't make the plane go this way. It will bank slightly, and it will just stop.
Yeah.
So I think he convinced me on Airbus, but it's good to meet you, man. And I really hope we can I can come to one of your interviews, because it really fascinates me, and I want to see what people say to me, because. Sounds quite interesting.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to do them around this way. Do you know what I mean? Maybe we'll have to meet up and we'll do some interviews around
Canary Wharf would be quite interesting to see what this smart lot have to say.
Yeah, 100%. I'm down. We'll get in contact.
Yeah,
100%.
Josh, thank you so much for coming in, and I hope our viewers have enjoyed and benefited from this conversation. And I know they will appreciate the work that you're doing. And I want everyone to comment below and say how much they've appreciated Josh's effort, because that's something that we should be doing as Muslims, also going out there and speaking to people and, removing some of the misinformation. So someone like Josh, we need to support you in every way we can. And I want all my audience to comment below and say what they think, how Josh can, be safe. I suppose my biggest worry for you is being safe. Once you become so big and become so influential, I just feel like they're gonna some shady activities.
I'm sure it'll be fun. I'll say, tell your viewers to comment below as well that if they've got any ideas of areas that we should go to
Absolutely.
next. Absolutely. I mean, I'm always looking for a new area to go to.
And of course, I want them to share this episode around with as many people as they can. English, non-English, Hindu, Muslim, Jewish, anyone that's a human being, please share this episode around with those people, because it's important that people do wake up.
Yeah, and even
And-
if they've got opposing views, you know what I mean? Like, then they can come on your show. Hopefully, you know, you can invite
I
someone.
would love to. I would love to have
Yeah.
those debates, and I would love to have you as a
I would love to come.
co-interviewer as well. And then you know
course, yeah.
we'll have a very interesting conversation. So Josh, thank you so much, and I hope you have a safe journey home.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. And that's it for today on Side by Side. I hope you have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation and found it thought-provoking and enlightening. If you have, as always, ladies and gentlemen, supporters and well-wishers, please do share this episode around with as many people as you can. That's all I'm asking for. Share it with your friends, family, colleagues, associates, acquaintances on any social media platform you're on, because it is your support that will really propel us forward. It is your support that will grow this channel, and it is your support that will help us bring more interesting and diverse guests, just like today's one, Josh. And with that said, let's reunite on our next episode. Assalamu alaikum.